I remember several years ago, a gentleman had me to come and speak to the fathers in a specific region, and he filled up an auditorium full of men. And as usual, I asked, "Hey, what's your topic? Would you like me to talk about? How much time do I have?" So he gave me like several hours to do a workshop, and he told me just come in and hey, just do my thing. And so I went in, introduced myself to the brothers, and I began doing my workshop and sharing with the brothers how much of a failure I've been as a father, and how inadequate I was, and how ill-equipped I was as a father. And so when I did my first breakout session, he came up to me, and the gentleman who organized the event came up to me and said, "Hey man, I thought you were going to give them tell them how they need to be better fathers, and how they need to do certain things, and give them like some hard tips, tools, and things they can do to be just like you as a better father." And I was like, that's not what I do, and that's not realistic in the sense that there's no perfect parenting. For it to be perfect parenting, I'd have to be a perfect person, and God is still working on me, and it always has been. And so I don't teach from a place of perfection, or talk about from a place of perfection. I do two things. I have two things that I do. I model and I remember. I model and I remember. When it comes to my children, I try to model the behavior that I want to see in my children, and I remember how frail they are, according to Psalms 103 and 13. I remember how frail they are and how frail I am. They are more frail than I am. And so I model the behavior I want to see in my children, and I remember that they are nothing but dirt. They are nothing but clay, ready to be molded by me. And so even if I blow it in a conversation with my children, or respond in a way that I shouldn't respond, I remember who they are, and what my job is to shape them in their life, and to help them to find, follow, and finish their God-given purpose, help them to discover, to develop, and deploy their gifts in the world. And I find myself constantly going back and apologizing or clarifying something that I wanted to say based off a lesson that I want them to learn. So none of us are perfect. And again, there's no patent to perfect parenting. Like I said before, I've always said this: I only know one perfect father, and I'm still an imperfect child. And so though God can be the most perfect father there is, I'm still an imperfect kid. He's still imperfect son. And so I do everything based off of that, and I teach everything based off of that. If you can model, be the best father you can be, and remember that they are nothing but clay, nothing but dirt, frail and fragile. And it's our job to help shape them and mold them to be who God, the Creator, wanted them to be. Godly offspring. All right, peace.